It's a great day in SimWorld, everybody. Good morning and welcome to SimWorld Today. I'm B-Ron, and joining me for the first time, making his SimWorld Today debut, you all seen him around here, is 247's Phoenix. Phoenix, good to have you here with me this morning. How are you, my friend?
I'm glad to be here this morning. It's a good morning to talk SimWorld.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Well, look, today we're going to be talking all things SWFL. So let's go ahead and let's jump right into things, shall we? Because we've got some big news around the Washington Commanders. They are in the process of potentially looking to trade Scary Terry McLaurin, and this is something that's a surprise to me. He had requested a trade back on the day of the Hall of Fame game, Phoenix, and it was due to him being frustrated and disappointed with the contract talks that are going on for him at the moment. And I was looking at some possible places where he could go and things like that, and there was a article I found from CBS's Cody Benjamin, and he had mentioned teams like the Colts, Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, Jets, and 49ers. So I guess the real question is, one, do you think that Terry gets traded? And number two, where does he go if he does get traded? Do any of these teams make sense, or what do you think? What are your thoughts?
I think this is kind of a conundrum for the Washington Commanders. Terry McLaurin's a great wide receiver. He showed it last year that he and Daniels had a real good chemistry last year. They had a bunch of big passes, big games. So I don't think Washington wants to get rid of him, really. But if he's not happy, you got to do something. You either got to pay the man or get rid of the man. It's kind of what you want to do. I kind of equate it to what's kind of going on in Dallas right now with Mike Parsons. Um, that's a
Yeah,
problem
that's
too.
a good comparison, really good comparison. I agree.
It's Dallas needs him. Micah wants to be there, but Dallas doesn't want to pay him. But if you're going to give him up, what team is going to give something big back? I mean, it's going to be multiple first round picks with an above average to better player.
Right.
Um, I like the Chargers. I think the Chargers would be a really good destination for him. It's a team that's on the verge competing with Kansas City, and my surprise team I think that's going to be coming in this year is the Denver Broncos. Um, so I think the Chargers would be a great place for Terry McLaurin to go, but are the Chargers going to give up the draft picks and the assets as well to go get Terry McLaurin?
Yeah.
Because I
Right.
don't think he's going to go for anything cheap.
Right. No, I don't think so either. And look, I'll be real with you. I don't think he gets traded at all. I don't think he gets moved at week one. I don't think he gets moved during the season. I don't see it happening. And I say that because, like you said, he is very valuable to that team. And I think he's developed a great chemistry with Jaden Daniels after his rookie season last season. You can't easily replace that kind of one production, but two, the value that he brings to that Commanders offense. They don't have anybody else ready to step in and fill his shoes. Uh, I think that, and I do think that it is a two-way connection when it comes to quarterbacks and receivers. We've seen it in the past with guys like Tom Brady, obviously, and Pat Mahomes. They have had their big name guys in the past, but they've also taken guys who may have been lesser known and made them better players. So I think that the opposite is true here. I think that you can have a guy like Terry McLaurin help to essentially make Jaden Daniels in a way. So I think that it is a foolish endeavor to try to trade him and get him off your books. I don't think that's a smart decision at all for Washington to do. I hope they don't do it. I don't see it happening in general though. But for the sake of conversation and argument, if he were to go anywhere, looking at the teams here that would make sense or that could possibly do it, I'm not sure what everybody has on their roster, but looking at things where he could possibly pair well with somebody, I mean, you have to talk about the Chiefs and the 49ers as like where places where I think that he would work well because one, he'd get to potentially win right away in those places, and two, there are quarterbacks in both of those situations already that are good quarterbacks. In Brock Purdy, depending what you think about him, obviously, and obviously you've had Mahomes with the Chiefs. I have my own opinions on Purdy, but we're not here to talk about Purdy. I'll leave that for another day.
I think we might have the same opinion. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it. I don't know. I don't think he will get traded. I saw a good little quote the other day talking about the Micah Parsons thing, and somebody had asked, "When do we start worrying about Micah Parsons?"
Yeah.
And a report writer for the Cowboys said, "Until he starts missing games and missing paychecks, that's when we start worrying about him." So if you're a Washington Commanders fan, take it easy. You still got 2 more weeks to talk negotiations and get him
Yeah.
signed. And if not, I think you're going to get capital back in some way or shape or form. Um, Depending, they might have a plan. Hey, they might see somebody that they know is coming out and they want him. Or honestly, a good kind of segue would be, I think the Bucks would be a good spot for him.
That would be bad. Yeah,
Um,
no, I like that. That wouldn't be a bad place for him, I don't think
get
either.
rid of Chris Godwin. If you
Ooh.
could get rid of Chris Godwin and maybe a draft pick, that sets you up with Mike
That's
Evans,
true.
Terry McLaurin, and Emeka from Ohio State, another rookie. That gives you three core guys, especially with Mike Evans maybe getting a little older. Now you got two young guys in Terry McLaurin and Emeka. But you'd probably have to give up a couple first
You
rounders,
definitely
in
would. I
all
think so for Ted
honesty.
McClellan. I think you absolutely would have to give up at least one. All right, at least one.
Yeah,
At minimum
I would
one.
think I think one, and then probably some second, thirds, multiples after that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, look, we'll see what happens with all that. It is a very interesting situation to be sure. Well, look, we have more things to talk about. Though, obviously, we got a good show here for you. So the next thing here, Daniel Jones, man. Daniel Jones is the starter for the Indianapolis Colts. I did not see this coming. When I saw this, my first thought was, what happened to Anthony Richardson? Why is he not starting over Daniel Jones? Jones was named the starter for Week 1, obviously over Richardson. Richardson, as most people remember, was the fourth pick in the 2023 SWL draft for the Colts. Played last season for them and has played for a few seasons for them starting. The head coach mentioned that it was the consistency of Jones, which is what gave him the edge in the starting job for them. And all the reports that I was reading, there were things talking about how neither guy really stood out in a big way. But head coach obviously wants to lean more to the consistency and veteran leadership of Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson. This has two thoughts in my mind. The first one here is, with Jones being the starter, we've seen him play before with the Giants. So how long is that leash for Daniel Jones? And number two, are the Colts giving up on Richardson by starting Daniel Jones too? Because another thing that the head coach said was that he didn't want to put Jones on a short leash. So he seems to be giving him kind of a not free reign, but he's got some room to maneuver. Does Jones with the Colts? So what are your thoughts on all this? I'll run for a bit. Go ahead, take it away.
So, me being a Cowboys fan, I've seen Daniel Jones twice a year at minimum for the last couple of years. I don't think Daniel Jones was set up to succeed in New York. He had Saquon for a
No.
few years, but he had no offensive line. He had no wide receivers. He did not set up to succeed, or was set up to succeed with the Giants. So we really, honestly, don't. I don't think we really know how good he is. Um, Anthony
Mm,
Richardson was a bit of a stretch at 4. Let's be honest.
yeah.
He was not a great passer at the University of Florida. He was, in my opinion, a fourth pick with the mindset he was going to be a project. Um, I don't think he's injury prone, as we've seen the last couple of years. He's missed multiple games with injuries, so I think that has part to play with is why start him and then game 3 he's hurt, and
Yeah, that makes
now we
sense.
got to now we've got to stick Daniel Jones in there in the middle, beginning to middle of the year, and hopefully he can come in hot. Um, I think they're just going with veteran leadership here. I've also read some articles that are the Colts tanking for possibly Arch Manning coming out of Texas. We'll
Oh
see.
yeah, I did
Uh,
hear that he's possibly coming out. So
so are they tanking for him? We'll find out. But I don't. I don't think Daniel Jones is a terrible quarterback. I mean, he did decent with what he had at the Giants. He had some good games. He has the potential to run. He stayed injury free. I mean, he's not fleet of foot like Anthony Richardson, but he can get there. Um, I don't think there's going to be a short leash with him. I don't think he's going to be great with Indianapolis, but I don't think he's going to be terrible. I think he'll meddle in the middle. And I think he'll play pretty much most of the year, if not all of it, if he doesn't get injured.
So I've never been sold on Jones at all. Never. To me, he's just been average to below average at best for me, and that's not good enough. Uh,
But has he
in
been below? But has he been below average because he's on a below average team? I mean, he has like what? Can you
that
name a
that
wide
is
receiver that he had that was a start like who like a CeeDee Lamb? Did he ever have a CeeDee Lamb type wide receiver on his team that he could throw to succeed?
he never really did, and he never really did. And the offensive line for the Giants was bad. Let's be real about that. I hear what you're saying, and I agree with that. And historically, the Colts have always had a good offensive line. Um, so maybe there is something to that. We'll see. I don't have high expectations at all for Jones. They're on the floor. For me, again, just because of what I've seen. And yes, you could say it's because of X, Y, and Z reason. Those things are valid, of course. But I don't know, and I think that the problem with this right now is, like you mentioned, the injury concerns with Richardson. Because if Jones does have this, if you do give Jones a short leash, and you switch to Richardson gets hurt, and you're back to Jones anyway. So you may as well start him anyway and see what you got with him. So I personally, I'm giving him a short leash, but that's again just because of what I've seen from him previously hasn't impressed me. My leash would be shorter than some others, but that again just judging off of what I've seen so far from him previously.
I think the other thing that's going to help him is that division is terrible. It's awful.
It's not good, yeah.
I mean, it's you're going to have a rookie quarterback at Tennessee and Cam Ward. The Jaguars, you don't know what you're going to get with them. They could
Yeah.
be 10-7 or they could be 7-10. You don't know. Houston, they
I
didn't have
like
a
the
great year
Texans
last year.
though. I like the
I didn't
Texans.
have
I
a
think
great.
they're on the up and up. I think they're
I
coming
think
up.
they'll be good. But again, I mean, if Daniels Jones is 7-7 midway through, towards the second half of the year, later half of the year, they could be vying for a division, and that's good enough for them, for Indianapolis at that point.
Yeah, well, look, we'll see how it all goes, man. I have my doubts, as you can clearly tell. I have my
Oh, I don't
doubts.
think he's, I don't
Um,
think he's going to light it up like Patrick Mahomes, but I
yeah,
don't think
no, of
he's going
course,
to be
right,
rock bottom either.
right. And to be very clear, I am not expecting him to do that either. But again, from what I've seen, I've never been blown away by him. And I'm I don't know, man. It surprised me to see him be named starter uh, with the Colts. To be sure, that's why I was like, wow, okay. So look, before we get out of here, uh, the season is getting ready to start here. Regular season will start very soon. So why don't we give out one or two big predictions for the season? It could be Super Bowl champion or whatever it is you got.
Three quick ones, and I swear they'll be quick. I know you said one or two, but I got three.
Okay.
NFC East will have a repeat champion for the first time in 20 years. I think the Eagles will win it again this year. I think they'll repeat as the NFC East champions. I think they're too good. I mean, they've got Saquon, Jalen, and they'll
Yeah,
dominate
I
again.
think that. Yeah,
Uh,
that's a good one.
Number two is Shador Sanders will eventually start for the Browns. I think they'll throw him in there eventually at some point to start a game. I don't think they're going to be great, and they're going to be looking for high flying. Let's get on the TV type game
Yeah.
with him starting. And then my third one is Travis Hunter will not be the rookie of the year. I'm going to go with Travion Henderson from the New England Patriots, running back out of Ohio State. He's had a great preseason. He had a great career at Ohio State, and the Patriots are going to get to running the ball this year. And I think he'll have over 1,000 yards, 10+ touchdowns, and I think he'll be your rookie of the year over Travis Hunter.
I like it. I like it. I'm gonna also give three quick ones. Both two of them revolve around the two players you mentioned earlier, Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. I think that Hunter is going to play. I won't use the word well. We'll use the word well on both sides of the ball, and I think that experiment will be a success for the Jaguars this season. They feel comfortable enough with him doing that going forward. Two, I think that Shedeur Sanders is, like you said, will end up being the starter for the Browns at some point in time. I see it happening. I think that they will eventually lean to him, and I think that he'll be better than what people were initially thinking about him, because there are a lot of people saying, "Oh, he won't be he's not a top quality pick at quarterback, whatever." So I think he'll be better than what people are thinking he will be. A final one, same division. Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl this year. It's happening. They're going to do it this year.
I think you finally get it done.
I think they finally get it done. I think they finally get it done. They've got a lot of good things going for them. I like the ad of Starks, the rookie safety. I like Hopkins being added there. They've got tons of weapons on the offensive side of the ball, and the defense is still really good in my opinion. So Ravens are my Super Bowl champions for the season. Let us know what you guys think about all of these topics in the comments, of course. And remember, as always, you guys, keep it locked here for all things SimWorld TV. And remember, SimWorld's the only place where you can see the game, be the game. We'll see you back here on Monday.